Have you ever felt, okay, one, two, three, let's go. So have you ever felt your website could have been so much more smarter, more intuitive, truly powerful, powered by AI, but something held you back? So was it the complexity of building an AI model, or perhaps you had the model but lacked the right implementation? Maybe you had both, except a seamless way to integrate it in your application. So you're not alone. These are the challenges that most of the newbies and the non-tech savvy people face. So that's what we at Auto Agent did. Okay, we try to revolutionize this process of building your AI agent and integrating it. So if you think of how Canva transformed the design industry, simplifying creativity and soaring to a 40 billion valuation, or even how Big Studio reshaped website development with its 9 billion impact. So what do these all have in common? Basically, simplicity, speed, and power. They are drag and drop innovation that has changed everything. And now Auto Agent is bringing that same revolution to AI. No barriers, no complexity, just seamless AI integration at your fingertips. So let's directly jump into the demonstration. So yeah, let's go towards creating our first AI flow. So let's go and create a new agent. So this is basically our, drag and drop canvas where you have, a couple of components that is present in the left panel. So what you do is you basically drag and get the components on your canvas. Okay. So the, at the base level, we have two. One is the start and the end. That's the starting point and the ending point. And between them, we can have multiple components. For example, now we are doing a simple flow. So we have basically an LLM or our AI agent component. So you specify, your LLM, you give the API key, you give it a prompt, and then you run this flow using the test button that's available in the top right. So yeah, that is a very basic implementation. Now the next part is saving. Say suppose you want to save this particular flow or this agent. There are two ways. The first one is saving it as a JSON, which will save the JSON file to your local system. So by this, it is saved locally to your system. Now, say suppose I have a friend that has, he has created a model and I want to use that model or improve it. So what I do is I ask him to send me that JSON file and I'll go and I'll upload that JSON file to my application. So let's do that. And now if you see, we have a completely different flow from the previous one. This is much complex. This is a RAG flow. So basically it takes data from an endpoint and basically analyzes it. Now, if you go and zoom in, you can see API requests, right? So this is one of the prime components that we have developed. So what happens is it basically sends a GET request to any open API endpoint and basically accesses the data. Say suppose you have your data stored over there, you can basically access that data using this component and use it, basically pass it as a prompt to an LLM or combine this data with another prompt and pass that to the LLM. Apart from that, what you can do is say suppose I have another agent B, okay, and I want to use that agent's output into the current agent. Say this particular agent is agent A. So what I do is I take the API of that agent B and I paste it over here, and by that I get the output of that agent B, and I can use it in this particular agent B. So that was about basically the API component that we have created. Apart from that, we have multiple components, and now if we run this, we'll get an analyzed form of the data. So yeah, this is basically the analyzed data, okay, from that particular endpoint. Now the next method of saving is basically when you save this particular agent to your account. So for that, you basically go and click on the save agent at the top right, and you can name the agent. Okay, you can decide the mode of monetization also. So now currently I'm filling the description. Give just a brief description, and next is the method of payment. Basically, we have multiple. We have free. Then after that, we have subscription wise, and then you have per use. Okay, all these types are there. Now, apart from that, we have a toggle switch available at the bottom. So if you switch this on, that means once you save this agent, it will be listed on the market. Say suppose you skip it off, it will be kept private to your account. Okay, it won't be available on the market. So yeah, more on the market later. For now, let's just focus on saving this agent, and I create the agent. Now, once I create this, it will be taking me to the My Agent screen. On this page, you basically have all the agents that you have created. Okay, so all these cards correspond to a particular agent that you have created. Now you have two options. There are agent details, or like for a particular card, there is that particular agent's card detail. Along with that, you have two more options. One is the preview and one is the get endpoint. If you click on preview, it will basically take you to the canvas with that particular agent that you have designed. You can edit it to whatever you want. And if you go and click on the get endpoint, right? So once you do that, you can basically get the API for that agent. So I was talking about integrating, these agents in your application. So it's very easy. You just use the API key that we provide you with, and yeah. So this is a demonstration of basically accessing your endpoint. Now moving on to the next part. All right. So say suppose now I know a bit of basically creating models. I know the process. So what I can do is I can either upload the model or I can create a model on the application itself. Now, for example, say I'm working on a project, I need a model that can basically predict the type of breast cancer. So what I do is I basically go to my AI model trainer, I select the type of model here, regression, okay? Then after that, basically the architecture, right? Now after that, I name it, I give it a name. So here's breast cancer prediction. And after that, I basically select the training data set. So I'll upload that and then I'll start on training. I'll basically start a training process and it will train, and when the model is trained, it will return the accuracy. Now, since if you think that the accuracy is good enough, you will go and save the model. All right. So now once the model is saved, a custom basically component gets created in your drag and drop canvas. So if you go on the left panel, you will get a custom model car component, and you can select the type of model. Like you may have multiple trained models, so you can select the model that you need to use. And after that, you can basically use it. Now if we think of newbie developers, or someone who doesn't know how to create a model or any agent, nothing about that. So what about them? Yeah, so we have a particular flow created for them as well. Flow, in a sense, we have our chatbot that's available on my agent's screen. So what you do there is you basically open the chatbot and you type what you want. So say I'm a coffee person, like I have a coffee shop, I have a website for that, and I need a conversational AI a conversational agent that will be able to help customers. So I'll just go in and type, I want to create an agent for my coffee agent. Agent type is conversational. So let's do that, yeah, and I send it. So in response, I get a custom flow, a personalized flow just for me, for my coffee shop, and that I can directly use. If I want, I can modify, I can make changes, and yeah, that's available for me, and I can take the API and use it in my application. So that was about creating the AI agent. Now let's move on to the second part of our project. That is a marketplace, a place where you can basically sell the agents that you create or buy someone else's agent. Say suppose you're not interested in creating agents. You are just interested in purchasing an agent, or you need an agent for your application and you want to purchase it. So what you do is you come to a marketplace. We have all the agents that the users have listed, and you can go and purchase them. Now they may either be free or they may be paid. That depends on the user preference. Apart from that, you can list your agent. Say suppose you created the agent and you kept it private. So what you can do now is, if you want to list it on the market, you can do that by list your agent, the button that's available on the top right. And apart from that, the agents also have a rating in the market. So yeah, you have your user feedback driven marketplace. Now apart from that, let's talk about the other aspects of our application or our project. So we have the dashboard screen. So on the dashboard screen, you have all the analytics of your agent that you have listed on the market. For example, the total revenue that is generated, the active agents, the number of API calls being made to the agent, the number of active users. If you go down, you will find a list of basically top performing agents, the agents that you have listed on the market and that are performing very well. Okay. Apart from that, we have agent distribution, where your agents are being used, all that. So yeah, that is about dashboards. So now if you go to the next screen, it is about basically my agents. So here again, all your agents are being listed. You can create the agent, you can ask auto. So yeah, all that is being done. Apart from that, we have earnings. Okay, we did talk about build your own model earlier. That screen has already been discussed. I will go to the earnings. Earnings is basically you can check for your transactions. All the history is being saved here. You can basically decide the mode of payment. you can toggle with the settings. We have multiple setting options that the user can basically change according to his preferences. And then we have the marketplace that we have already discussed, and then the settings. So in short, we at Auto Agent and our team, the developers, have created a platform that allows users to just create AI agents with absolutely no code, and also a marketplace where users can have a massive income by selling the agent that they have created. Or if you don't want to create the agent, you have a marketplace so you can just come and purchase the AI agents. So yeah, that was all about our product. We hope you all loved it, and yeah, thank you. Developers signing out.